Gwyneth Paltrow just got Markled, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. There was always going to be a risk, wasn't there, for Mrs. Goop from slagging off Meghan Markle, quite obviously, in a Vanity Fair profile, taking a piss out of her awful with love Meghan in a video which was very funny, actually, on social media, but then trying to blame people like me for pointing it out and doing this appalling Instagram stunt with her Montecito neighbour who she clearly never wanted a bar of. And what's so beautiful about this, P-Dina, royal YouTube sensation who is with me now, is that the Meghan connection is now haunting Gwyneth Paltrow because Gwyneth can't go anywhere without being asked to open up about this friendship with Ms. Markle. And of course, we know there's no friendship there. Gwyneth Paltrow cannot stand Meghan Markle. Gwyneth Paltrow has now tried to claim, oh no, there isn't actually a friendship. There's only a text friendship. It's like, we saw you in the same video together. This is what happens, isn't it, P-Dina, when you play the Markle publicity game? Do you agree with me that Gwyneth has been Markled and she deserves it?
Absolutely. This is exactly what she deserves. She should have never done anything with Meghan. That just goes to show you that they listen to what people are saying online, and playing into that did her no good. Just like Mindy Kaling, wherever she goes and whatever she's trying to promote, she's going to always be asked about Meghan. I mean, these people don't understand what is happening with Meghan and the monarchy. They don't get it. These Americans are so klug about what is going on. It's not like a typical Hollywood relationship. I mean, Meghan has a whole country behind her not liking her, and I mean, don't you stay as far away as possible from this woman, because Meghan is not going to do good by anybody. Any close association with Meghan is not going to fare well for anybody. So, look, Gwyneth, I think good. I mean, I think she's a little bit like Meghan too. I mean, just from some things that I heard about her and her daughter. I think whatever they have coming to them, that is good. I don't know how they're going to get around it, but at some point you just have to I don't know, come out and just say how you feel and try to get things off of your back, and be very aggressive about it, because there's nothing like this. I mean, I think this is why we are following it, we're watching it, because it is so extraordinary what is happening with Meghan and her brand and her trying to do things. And then these Hollywood people think that they can be in association with her and then like just dip out and not be associated with her. But it will follow you. It will continue to follow you forever, because that's what happens when you are associated with someone in the monarchy and all the bad things that Meghan has done. I mean, I think a lot of people that are not her friends, like that don't want to be associated with her in public, they've adhered to the advice of their publicist, because it was always talked about that you should stay far away from her, because a lot of people that know about this, who are very business savvy people, knew to stay away from Meghan. It was talked about like a few years ago. I did it on my channel. And I think that's the worst thing that Gwyneth could have done. She may have had a little, dig at that moment, but I think it's going to follow her. A lot of these things around what Meghan does and calling her out and being her friend, and it's going to be hard for her to get around it, I believe. I mean, and where's Serena? I think Serena is also starting to see a little bit of that as well, because she hasn't really been. She wasn't on her most recent podcast, was she?
No.
And she wasn't
And it
hardly in her
emerged
Netflix
this
series.
week that Meghan Markle had tried to steal her close friend Serena Williams' Vogue cover until Anna
Oh yeah.
Wintour stepped in and said, hell no. So I think
Hmm.
Serena Williams needs to wake up too about who you are really dealing with. I mean, that was utterly appalling, P-Dina. It's like,
Right.
you don't do that. Number
Yeah. I
one,
mean,
you
she's
don't
been
try and
your
jump the
friend.
Vogue editor anyway, especially when that editor is Anna Wintour. But number two, if you're told the person on the American Vogue cover that you are trying to steal is Serena Williams, pretty much the only A-list celebrity who has stayed loyal to you, you say, oh, God, no. God, no, of course Serena's got to keep that cover. Okay, I might just do the UK cover or I'll take a digital cover. But no, Meghan called up Anna Wintour and tried to get Serena booted.
Yeah, she'll stab you in the back. That's what she does. That's what I talk about it on my channel all the time. Megyn has no loyalty to anybody. And I think Serena is starting to wake up to that and see the kind of person Megyn truly is, you know? So you can't try to befriend her if you think she's a nice person, because when it comes down to her trying to get something that's going to elevate her to another status or give her some kind of clout, she will kick you to the curb and not think anything about it. I mean, look at what the woman has done to her own father. Okay? She's not going to have no loyalty to no friendship if you can treat your father this way. I mean, that's why I always say you look at how someone treats their own family to know the kind of person they truly are. Because if you can't do right by blood, you're certainly not going to do right by your own family. So I say, you get what you get when you try to think someone like this could be your friend after seeing what she has done to her own father. You need to call that out when you see someone treat their family like this, because at some point she's going to do it to you too. She has no loyalty to you. This woman that's how ruthless she is. And that's why I can't wait to just watch her continually fall, because she will always try to get over on other people, and she will get what she deserves every single time, because she does not have a good bone in her body by anybody. And Harry, like I said, you better watch your back too, because you are on that list too. And don't think you're not, because she's already done it to her last husband. She'll do it to you too.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, we saw Jessica Mulrooney there, didn't we? Another
Mm.
best friend who was Markled. But P-Dina, the thing that was making me really laugh about Gwyneth Paltrow this week is that she turned up to some sort of lifestyle event. I think it was in Los Angeles. And it was for Goop. She was trying to promote Goop. And she sits down or stands up for an interview with ET, Entertainment Tonight, part of the mainstream media. I'd argue, God, do celebrities even need to do this stuff anymore? But I do understand it's a big syndicated network show, which is still big all across America. And of course, you see the color drain from her face and her absolute fury when the interviewer from ET only wants to ask one topic, P-Dina. Guess what? Meghan Markle. Watch.
A Goop as ever collab with your friend Meghan Markle.
Collabs are always good. Collab. People love a collab. So thanks for the idea.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
I genuinely do not understand this.
I feel like you two are very similar brains, though, and I feel like that collaboration would mesh well. What has your friendship with her meant to you?
Well, she's my neighbor in Montecito, and I don't know her all that well, but she's totally lovely, and every interaction I've had with her has been wonderful. And I just moved up there, so I'm getting to know all my neighbors.
I just love it. I just love it. It's like you opened yourself up for that, right? Like, why not just be honest, like Martha Stewart, who's just like, nope, haven't seen the show. I stand by the fact that my one pot pasta is the best. Don't want to hear about it. Unfortunately for Gwyneth, she's been Markled, because now she has to pretend that she has a friendship with this woman who she cannot stand and who she doesn't respect. I find it hilarious.
Yeah, they always talk about be positive. She's just trying to be positive because she's a woman. And, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's good to be positive. But when you see somebody who's misbehaving and is not really doing right by people, you have to call it out. I don't think trying to be positive by another woman is really, in this circumstance, really the right thing to do, considering. And, the more she talks about her, the more people are going to ask her about Megyn. And I can tell she doesn't really want anything to do with Megyn, for that matter, but it will always follow her. And your words, Gwyneth, I don't know, maybe you should try to adhere to the things that you're talking about too. I think, people should force her to, continue to, be the woman who, does the things that she says. But she doesn't want to do anything with Megyn, obviously. She just wants to do her own thing. And she just seems so like I can't believe I have got myself into this situation, But it felt good. I bet that one time where you got to call everybody out, huh? And now what you gonna do? I mean, it's so classic. I mean, Megyn,
Yeah.
she's gonna bring any and everything down that she's associated
Totally.
with.
But
So
also, it's like, Gwyneth, you thought you were bringing us down, but actually, we were just telling the truth. Like, it was so
Right.
obvious that you were making a dig in Vanity Fair. It was so obvious that your Instagram video was a dig. And then you didn't
Yeah.
like the fact that you got drawn into this war. But then, when People magazine asked her this week if she would consider appearing on the second season of With Love, Megyn, I love this reply, P-Dina, because I spent years interviewing celebrities, right? And you can always tell when they're like, oh, never, this is never going to happen. Paltrow replied, sure, why not? You never know. I don't bake that well, but I can always try. And it's just like, that's never happening. And I love the fact that she's just slowly dying inside, thinking, oh my God, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow. I have the successful lifestyle brand Goop. And because of my one decision to try and make all of us look stupid and look like liars about the fact that she was secretly slagging off Meghan Markle, now she is forever connected to a woman who she clearly despises. I honestly think she deserves that. Now, two women who don't despise each other and actually who have a great friendship, and I think they're both brilliant, Megyn Kelly and Maureen Callahan, have really gone to town this week on Ms. Markle, and specifically, well, actually, I'm going to show you their incredible spoof, or some of their incredible spoof of With Love, Megyn, in just a moment. But first, actually, I think what's most interesting is listening to their discussion about why they believe that the decisions that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are making now will actually end up tearing apart their own family in the future. Watch this. But first, we've partnered with Gundry MD to share this information with you. Would you believe me if I told you inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Yep, it's true. And it's not some weird, trendy superfood. Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. You're probably used to cooking with it, but there are countless ways to use olive oil to help yourself look and feel younger. For example, olive oil is a natural way to help you achieve a more youthful appearance. Besides helping you look younger on the outside, it's a fantastic tool for your insides as well. According to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a famous cardiothoracic surgeon, nutrition expert, and health advocate, you should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible, whether it's taking a shot of it daily or keeping a bottle of it even in your bathroom medicine cabinet. But what kind of olive oil is best for your health? Well, any olive oil can give you some benefits, but if you're looking to get the best results, it matters a lot which one you pick. The olive oil industry is huge. I mean, you can just see that, right, by the number of olive oil brands at the grocery store these days. But you can bet they're not all made with the consumer in mind. Many brands, and this is shocking, have even cut corners one way or another to increase profits. When Dr. Gundry came to this realization, he was appalled. But some olive oils are so powerful it may actually only take a few tablespoons a week to see those incredible health benefits. So how can you tell between an olive oil that can be a health booster and which one isn't up to par? In an effort to answer that question, Dr. Gundry has decided to take a stand and release his personal research and findings. The video has gone viral since its release, and it's important you see it so you can start benefiting immediately. You can watch the video right now by going to getolive1.com/outspoken or by clicking the link in the description box below. That's getolive1.com/outspoken or just click on the link in the description box below. Let me tell you, people who have taken his advice have shared their results with him, saying the olive oil they bought after learning his simple rules has helped change their lives. So make sure you go to getolive1.com/outspoken or click on the link in the description box below this video. But now, back to the show.
She feels guilty about the $150 million she grifted off of being a fake royal.
Me. So important. As I've predicted, once these kids hit 18, they are moving to the East Coast, if not out of the country.
Could be back to the UK entirely.
Or could be back to the UK entirely.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was the whole thing too. She was saying on one of the other shows, I write them emails every night.
Yeah.
So 365, I can't do the math. 365 days times 18.
Yeah.
How many emails is that?
Like they're going to have the time to go through that?
No.
Who the hell wants to review thousands of emails from their mom when they were 2, when they're later 22?
And then, of course, I leave the room from them. We don't ever talk about the help, right?
Right.
I leave the room just to take a moment for myself into the other room. And then I miss them so much that rather than go back into the other room,
Right.
I scroll on my phone.
Right. But she pictured herself giving her speeches with a child on the hip. She's just so cool. She's going to do it all. But now that she's a working mom, Maureen, she's realizing it's just so hard, the life-work balance, notwithstanding your huge mansion and your full staff and the fact that you're married to a prince. She understands the plight of working women across America.
Clearly she does. And also, I'm curious as to how she was going to give said speeches with a baby on her hip when Prince Harry has said the reason they left was largely to keep their children completely out of the public eye.
Right. Which she wants us to remind us of, that she's a princess and she was part of the royal family. That's why she couldn't give the speeches, because there was a lot going on in my personal life at the time my babies were born.
There was so much going on, like when you're slinging allegedly baseless accusations of racism against two of the most famous monarchs on the planet. There's a lot going on.
Couldn't have a baby on the hip because I had to sling those from the hip.
P-Dina, do you agree?
Absolutely. Megyn is the kind of person that people have figured her out. And I think Megyn is really not well. I think she's been discovered. She's been figured out. And I think she's always going to try to cover up what people are saying by trying to just divert and do something else and different, because she doesn't want people to talk and say these things that they're saying about her. But little does she know, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And, you've been discovered about the grifting that you've done, what you've done to the royal family. There's no way out for her. There literally is no way out. And the only out is too difficult. And it's never going to happen. And that would mean having to do the thing that she doesn't want to do, which is to look at what she's done personally and say she's the person that should be, saying she's sorry. So we know that will never happen. But I just think that people, they're spot on when they talk about, Megyn and, the victim and, having these nannies. She just can't relate to what it's like for people that like regular working people. She is so lost mentally. She is not on a playing field that is logical. It's like I've said, like a different universe. Who does these things? People are so onto you and how you are perpetrating that it's just like we watch you in just fascination. Megyn, oh my goodness, you can't be serious that you think people are like relatable, like you're relatable. No, they are. Megyn is trying to live a life of a person that never married into royalty. She's trying to live a life of somebody who was just trying to make it in Hollywood. She doesn't understand what she has actually, what she does understand, I think, but it's like game over. You're not going to make this work as an influencer and trying to do these podcasts. It's a wrap for you, woman. Don't you get it? Oh, okay. You're going to try to do another episode of this Netflix stuff? No. Okay. It's going to be more content for people to talk about you and really discover you through your conversations and reveal who you truly are yet again, because Megyn this is a flop. But I don't understand how she can, you've heard about her being able to do another year with this Netflix. I don't understand how that even happened, but I kind of think I do, because they think that they're going to be able to make a lot of money when Megyn is ready to do her own thing, post this marriage. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know they're going to make a lot of money off of Megyn eventually, because this is why they're investing in Megyn and seeing
because
that
Harry's
she's the
been
one
dumped from the deal.
Yes, they need a relationship with her, because she's the one that's going to make them the money when that all goes down.
I still think Ted Sarandos has been played, though, P-Dina. I really think he's been played by this woman, because she's really honed in on the fact that he's in a marriage with a mixed race woman, and so she thinks that there's that type of parallel. She took them both to the Beyonce concert. I think she's been very crafty with them, because the thing is, right, they've made like no money from any of the deals so far, and as ever, which was meant to be the cash cow for Netflix, Megyn reveals this week, oh no, we're not doing any more product. You know, that tiny little batch was enough. I might finish the scam jam altogether now. We're going to go away and we're going to come back next year. I mean, it's extraordinary.
Unbelievable. I know, right? I mean, what are you thinking? I think Megyn has done some talking, some things that we don't know about that has this man trying to vouch for her. There is something going on that we don't know about that makes this man think that he can believe in her. I seriously believe that he knows something that is going to yield him a big, outcome. I think with this marriage, something, because why else would you do it? It doesn't make sense business wise to invest in her. And I mean, just to be so la-di-da about not doing your brand anymore. I mean, well, we all know because of the name. I think she was called out because she couldn't secure it. But why would you make such poor business choices with this woman unless there was something you had that was going to, be the payoff for you? I think that's what it has to be. Otherwise, why would you do it? You're in the business to make money, not to lose money, right? It doesn't make sense.
No, indeed. Although I guess if there's one company who have a bit of slack, who are sort of succeeding enough to take someone like that on because of a personal relationship, I guess it is Netflix. However,
Yeah.
I'm so much more entertained, P-Dina, can I just say, by the Megyn Kelly and Maureen Callahan version of With Love, Meghan. They released their new episode this week, and I just want to play a couple of the highlights of this because I think they've got it spot on. Megyn Kelly absolutely knows how to play Markle, and Maureen Callahan as the hapless, terrified friend just picks up that awkward undertone that we really felt in every episode. Like, it's so obvious, P-Dina, that even the crew are scared of this woman. They know her reputation. They are walking on eggshells at all times. So this is part of how it kicked off.
I have this in the head. You don't need to see that. Labels aren't important to me, Maureen. The one pan, that's important. 12-ounce cherry or grape tomatoes. Normally we'd get these from my garden, but it's not the season for tomatoes. You're gonna put that in the pan. You're just gonna lay that flat in the pan. It looks like little green pearls.
Green pearls.
Green pearls.
Green pearls, girls.
Green pearls, girls. Oh! So where'd you grow up? I'm from originally Los Angeles, and then, by way of Northwestern, wound up back in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just came back here because I have a natural connection to it. What I really wanted to do was direct my lifestyle blog, the time on Deal or No Deal, in which I was obviously the most coveted, looked after model. And then ultimately I moved on to acting. After that, I met Dee, we fell in love, I became a princess, I moved into a cat. Maureen!
Sorry. It's a lot. I can't absorb the enormity of your life. I don't even
Maybe
know
you
how
should put the drink down so you could pay better attention.
And I loved at the start, P-Dina, how you saw she was just looking at the Martha Stewart one-pot pasta recipe. But it is that interplay, isn't it? Like, Meghan Markle doesn't give a damn about anyone else. She never listens to their story. She simply does not care. They are just vehicles for her to tell her story again.
Right. I mean, you're like that friend that has to just listen to her. Like, you're there to help her feel good and to feel like she's wanted and that she's loved. I mean, forget you, right? I mean, you're just being used as a pawn in her show. She doesn't care about you. And I think people think in the beginning that she's really nice, but she reveals herself. And I think the mockery and what Megyn Kelly is doing here is so good because it reveals to people in a funny way, what Megyn really is like. And I think she's spot on. Megyn is so consumed with herself and not really wanting to care for anybody for that matter. This is why, her wanting to come and be in the monarchy and help other people, that was never going to fly because the monarchy is really there to really do good and to help people and to make a difference. Megyn is there to help elevate herself and who she is because it's all about her. It's not about the people that, she says that she wants to help. They're the ones that she's using to help her feel good and to make her look like the good person. And I think that's how Megyn is. And, we've seen it time and time again. And it's really sad that people fall for it because people really think she's there
Yeah.
to, but she's
Although
not. It's
fewer and fewer people are falling for it. And I think in part actually because Megyn Kelly and Maureen Callahan have pointed out at the ludicrous nature of the true Meghan Markle on With Love Megyn. There was more. Watch this.
Kind of feel like it might be time for an outfit change.
I think we should both change this time. Part of our love language.
Yes, that's exactly
Right.
right.
I could use a break anyway, so this is perfect timing.
Oh, fabulous.
I just threw it on. You?
Of course, naturally. I mean, this is really what I'm comfortable in most of the time.
I prefer to come home after a long day and just slip into something a little bit more elevated, if
Yes.
you will.
We're going to make a special fruit medley.
The fruit
it
medley.
took my
Oh.
producer like 3 hours to pull the fruit together from the grocery store, so that's done. Moms, you can just whisk right over to your garden and then the Whole Foods and then the Trader Joe's. And ideally the farmer's market, and you too can come up with totally organic, natural, regenerative products like I have here. Let's get washing.
Let's go.
I think this is a very relatable thing that you're doing here.
That's what I am. I'm relatable. I'm just like everyone else. No, they point down, point down. That's how I do it, okay? Which means it's the best way. All right, so this is just what I do. I just whip this up in the mornings.
You could do this with one small row for your kids for breakfast.
Ideally in your white cashmere.
It's just fruit. It's just presented in a different way.
An early rise might really help, like 3 or 4.
There's a real delight in being able to be a present parent.
With the nanny.
Right, of course.
You got to be able to just like go with the flow when you're a working mom.
We all have to work. We all have a lot of stuff to do.
If you literally have 7 hours to devote to your breakfast charcuterie, you're gonna wow them.
This is gorgeous. It's so sweet.
Nailed it. Nailed it. I can't wait to watch.
Oh, Maureen does so well, doesn't she? As like the terrified Mindy Kaling figure. But I just had to play one more moment, which made me laugh so much.
Can you please pass my drink? I'm not sure why it's so far away. My God, it's exhausting being her. Ready? And voila! Actually looks delicious. Let's find out whether it is. Here we go.
Get all of the goodness in there.
Not bad.
Not bad. Well, this has been so lovely.
So happy to have you here, my dear, dear, close, lifelong friend.
I am so happy I could come and help you in your pursuit of joy, elevation, and perfection.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. And the wine is always close, P-Dina.
Oh my goodness. I just love how she's just being mocked and being made fun of. And just because Megyn, it really is cringy. It's everything that you are doing is not becoming of someone that you're trying to become. I mean, and who you are, what you've experienced, and all the things that you've had that could have been so great. I mean, I always think about how she had like a front row seat to the monarchy and to history and to, being with the late queen. And look, you're now doing this stuff that people are making fun of you. Do you not see how far you have fallen from where you were? I would have loved to have been, like right by the Queen's side, talking about the prime ministers and presidents she's met and going through history during the war, and like really having meaningful conversation to enrich, my own life, to think about, I have a firsthand experience with someone who was there. But now look at you. You have fallen so far from a great place, and to make fun of and to talk horribly about the royal family and call them racist. You have done such bad things to the people that you should have been, well, like, you had a good relationship with them because of, what they've experienced, who they are, what they have done throughout history. And now you're just a joke. You're a laughingstock to the whole world. I can't understand when will you realize how far you have fallen? That no amount of flower picking and making these shows on Netflix and doing all these things on your social media is ever going to elevate you to where you were, and how much you blew a great opportunity. It will never be a good thing for you, ever, ever, ever. And that's what I find
Totally.
truly the sad
And
thing about that.
indeed, I couldn't agree more, P-Dina. I thought you put it so perfectly there. And the thing is, as well, not only did she lose the opportunity to learn so much about history, she's missed the opportunity to be a part of history, because Harry and Meghan will go down in the history books as a very negative footnote,
Yeah.
And
hmm
that is how they will be remembered. I don't think there's any way for them to turn it around now. But P-Dina, I absolutely love having you on Outspoken. Of course, everyone must subscribe to P-Dina on YouTube for so much brilliant royal analysis and pop culture talk. And of course, if you want first access to our Royal Uncancelled after show every weekday, just sign up to my Substack, www.outspoken.live. I'd also really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, because it's a way to protect me from big tech cancellation. Substack has so many benefits, by the way, too. We can communicate with each other. It's a real community. And as I say, it is a platform entirely focused on free speech. P-Dina, thank you so much. We'll speak very soon. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.